believe that masks are used when we feel our story needs it, a character that we want to play. It could be that we want to fit in. We might feel we need to behave a certain way, look a certain way, talk a certain way, behave a certain way. It may be that you're at a new job and the culture needs you to fit in. You don't want to stand out to the management. You don't want to have your peers looking at you as if to say, who's that? So you think, I know. I'll be somebody a bit different, just for a little while I settle in. And then I'll be me. So, I'm going to talk to you today about 3 masks that you may or may not have seen before, that you may or may not have used before, and talk to you about different ways you can look at things that you can do to be you. My name is Lisa King, and I'm a speaker, author, and mentor. And I help people to unmask their true selves, to live life to the full, and making self-care a priority. And I'm going to share with you 3 masks that I believe could potentially play a huge part in your life. This is the clown mask. It could be called a jester, a clown, a joker. It's smiling. Lots of colours. This is the mask that you can wear and be happy all the time. This is the mask where you have to be smiling, where you have to entertain people, do really stupid things, things that other people wouldn't do, but they'd be okay at laughing at you doing it. Now, you may think to yourself, why would people wear this mask? Why would people choose to wear it? Now, thankfully, we're all very different, aren't we? We come from different backgrounds. We come from different cultures. We come from different environments. So there could be many reasons. It could be that you feel that the person behind the mask isn't enough. They may not like me if I'm me. So what I'll do, I'll put this amazing mask on and I'll become this character. And then they'll like me. And everything will be great. Or it could be that you have somebody in your life who is a bit of a controller maybe. Somebody who is really overpowering and you feel a bit nervous around them. So you decide, I know what I'll do. I'll just laugh and joke, because then what will happen? Nobody will ask me what's going on. Nobody will say, is everything okay? Are you all right? So I won't have to actually answer any awkward questions. Now for me, this was a real distraction. This mask, in my childhood and my teenagers, was my best friend. I use this on a regular basis. Now the thing is, as you know, if we do anything on a regular basis, it can become like an autopilot behavior, right? Like a habit. This was me, coping with life. Now what I did is that I would be the person that would be really stupid at school. You know, the ones you point at and think, please shut up because I'm trying to study. I'd be the naughty one at the back of the room because I'd get sent there by the teacher to be less disruptive. And basically I would hide behind this mask because there was sadness, there was disconnect, and there was violence at home. And if I didn't hide behind this, I would get a lot of questions. And I didn't want to answer those questions. So I thought, I know, I'll have this mask. Now the thing is, when we have these masks, if we are somebody who is really, really funny, who enjoys being around people and people love you for who you truly are, then that's amazing, isn't it? But if you feel that you have to put a mask on to be somebody that you're not, it doesn't feel right. It could be that you're looking at yourself thinking, actually, is this really who I am? Do I want to speak to them like that? Or laugh at them as opposed to laughing with them? That's not who I am. But the group you're with, that's what they do. So you just stay doing the same thing. But then, could it be that you then think something needs to change? Because if nothing changes, nothing changes. Yes or no? Yeah? So at that point, when you recognize that something needs to change, that's when it's down to you and you have a choice. And that's when you can look at it and say, right, okay, what can I do right now? This is where you say enough. I'm choosing me, and if they don't like who I am, then I'm okay. Because the right people will leave your life, and the right people will come into your life. Because you're creating space, aren't you? By getting rid of the ones that can't deal with you being you. And you are making space for the ones that can. So another mask I'd like to talk to you about. Now this one, I had a PhD from the University of Life in people pleasing. Are you laughing with me there, guys? Okay. Now this one, I would do everything for everyone. If somebody rang me in the middle of the night, Lisa, please, I need your help, I'd go. And that's what people pleasers do. Raise your hand if you've been a people pleaser at some point in your life, guys. Raise your hand. Fab. Welcome to the gang. So this is all about doing everything for everybody. It could be money. It could be time. It could be energy. But you are putting everybody else before you. And it's exhausting. And you may think, well, why do people wear this mask? Why do they choose to do that? Now, the thing is, it could be that you want to feel loved. You need to feel loved. And that's what this gives you. Because people love a people pleaser, right? They love that they can pick up the phone and you'll sort all their problems out for them. You'll do it. Don't worry, you don't need to worry. I'll fix your problems. That's okay. And that's what they love. So I'm going to introduce you to my people pleaser mask. You can all borrow it. I don't want it back. It's okay. Now, this one is money. Now, I would lend people money. Didn't matter if I couldn't pay my mortgage because of it, but I'd lend it because that's okay. You come first. It's okay. Now, this one was I would buy all the drinks. So I'd walk into a bar. Right, guys, who wants a drink? Who wants to? Everyone in the bar. It's a nightmare. But that's what I would do. So, oh, Lisa, that's so kind. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Now, this one was my energy. I looked at this as my energy depleting. So whenever I would feel that my energy was going, I'd still keep doing things for everybody else. And then be absolutely exhausted and sick and think, what are you going to do for you now? This one was time. Early hours of the morning. Has anybody here had a call, early hours of the morning, where you really need to go and help somebody, and then you get there, and you think, you didn't need me to do that? Because it happens, doesn't it? And the truth is that when we sort people's problems out for them, we're actually disempowering them. We're actually taking away their ability to be able to find their own solutions. And it's beautiful being a fixer and a protector, because that's what I did. I was amazing at it. But it then got to a point where I was exhausted, I was nearly bankrupt, and I was at the point where I didn't know who I was because I was lost helping everybody else. So it's really important to be able to recognize when you are at a point where something has to change. Because otherwise, you're the only one that's going to suffer because everybody else's problems are being solved by you. They're okay. Their bills are being paid. They're great. Their health's fine because you're going around there and you're sorting out their problems for them. So it's great. So it's really important to recognize when there is something that needs changing. Look at 3 things that you could do. Now, the first thing may seem really simple, but it's, I believe, is the most crucial thing that you need to do, and that is to say no. Now, I'm not going to say you're not going to meet resistance. You'll probably get Oh, you've changed so much. I can't believe you're not helping me. You always help me. You've changed. Stick to your guns. Saying no doesn't mean you don't love them. It doesn't mean you don't like them. It doesn't mean you're not going to help them ever again. What it means is right now in this moment, you need to put yourself first. So you say no. I'll help you to help yourself. Also, it's really important to create boundaries. We like that word, don't we? Who here is good at sticking to boundaries? Raise your hand, guys. Are you good at sticking to boundaries? Oh, okay. Most of you, just so you know, most people didn't put their hand up. And I used to be one of those people. So I would just go, oh, no, it's fine. I can't do it. All right. Because the expectation was there for me to do it because I was a yes girl. But the minute I started understanding my self-worth and being the one that was my priority, my self-care, it took 3 burnouts and a breakdown, guys. Trust me, you don't want to go there. And that's what it took for me to actually say, Lisa, what are you doing? So I started to say no, and I stuck to it no matter how hard it was. I created boundaries for people, and I then started to empower them, to show them the solutions. Because what that does, it gives them so much strength. And that's a beautiful thing, guys. Beautiful. Because they will thank you in the long run. Not straight away, they probably won't talk to you for a little while, maybe a month, give or take. So it's important to remember that you are your priority and everything else will sort itself out. Now the next mask. Now don't worry, this doesn't come with a horse. Well, it could, I suppose, couldn't it? This is the Lone Ranger mask. Now this symbolizes doing everything on your own. You don't need anybody, you don't need to get any help from anyone, you don't trust anybody, not at all. And that mask could be that somebody's let you down. It could be, say you've had a great idea in business and somebody's gone, oh, I know, I'll tell the boss that and I'll say that was my idea. So they've got this accolade, they've got this promotion, and you're sitting there thinking, really? Or it could be a friend who has just let you down so many times, a cheating partner, anything, and you have these barriers. So in my story, mine was being let down as a 5-year-old by my father, who decided that he'd tell me that he'd turn up at my birthday parties, he would be there for me, he would do the dad thing. Well, at 5, it's really difficult to tell a 5-year-old why their dad's not turning up all the time. So I decided that I would create these barriers. They were so big, it was amazing. But what it did is in relationships, it meant that anybody that came close to me, the minute I felt vulnerable or didn't feel I could trust them, I was gone. I mean, everything could have been really good one day. The next that love word come in, I'm like, I'm off. And they're probably thinking, oh my God, everything was great yesterday. But it triggered me, so I went. So it's really important to be able to recognize and take small steps to be able to trust and be able to be vulnerable. Because would you agree that somebody has let you down in your life, and there are times when you think, do you know what? I have to just let that go. Would you agree, yes or no? Yeah. Because trust me, the only person that suffers if you don't is you. So if trust is a massive issue, take small steps. Small steps. If you feel they have to earn that, then do that. But also talk to people. Openness and vulnerability for me was the biggest hurdle. But I have to say, it's the most beautiful, beautiful thing. And I am more at peace than I've ever been, ever. So I'd like to leave you with this. If at any point in life you have a choice, you can either choose to put the mask on and be whatever you feel you need to be, or you can choose to be you. You are unique. You are amazing. No masks, no hiding. Unapologetically, perfectly imperfect, you. Thank you.